How should you respond when people fail to respect you? And what can ancient Stoic wisdom teach us about navigating these difficult situations? Being disrespected can stir intense emotions, leaving us feeling angry, frustrated, or even powerless. But the way we handle these moments is often more important than the insult itself. In a world where respect isn't always guaranteed, finding effective strategies to manage these situations is crucial for maintaining your peace of mind. So how can you maintain your self-worth and composure in the face of such behavior? This is where Stoicism offers timeless insight. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in resilience, self-control, and rational thinking, emphasizes focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, reactions, and emotions. According to Stoic thinkers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, external events, including how others treat you, are beyond your control. What truly matters is how you respond. Can you remain calm and collected when faced with disrespect, or do you let others' behavior dictate your inner state? This central Stoic teaching invites you to reflect: if someone's lack of respect doesn't define your worth, should it hold power over your emotions? By adopting a Stoic mindset, you shift the focus from trying to change others to mastering your own reactions. This approach helps cultivate emotional resilience and prevents others from controlling your mental state. The goal is not to suppress your feelings, but to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. In a world where respect may not always come easily, applying Stoic philosophy can be a powerful tool for protecting your peace and developing personal strength. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, like it and write your opinion through comments. After this introduction, we go to the main topic and examine 8 ways in this matter. 8 effective methods to manage those who don't show respect. Number 1. Pause before responding. One of the most powerful methods to manage those who don't show respect is to pause before responding. This concept is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. When someone disrespects you, the immediate emotional response might be anger or frustration. However, taking a moment to pause allows you to distance yourself from your emotions and assess the situation with clarity. The Stoics believe that we cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond. For instance, Epictetus emphasized that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Psychologically, pausing before reacting activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thinking, rather than allowing the emotional amygdala to take over. This brief pause can transform the way you handle disrespect, leading to responses that are calmer and more composed. For example, instead of lashing out when someone makes a rude comment, consider asking yourself, what will my response achieve? This not only protects your peace of mind, but also can diffuse tension. Have you ever noticed how much more effective a calm response can be than an emotional outburst? Stoic philosophy encourages us to see challenges, including disrespect, as opportunities to practice virtues like patience and self-control. When you pause before responding, you give yourself the space to reflect on your values and choose a response that aligns with them. Marcus Aurelius famously advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Instead of meeting disrespect with more disrespect, you have the chance to rise above the situation with dignity." How might pausing before reacting change the dynamic in your personal or professional relationships? By mastering the art of pausing before responding, you can maintain inner tranquility in the face of disrespect. It's a practice that not only enhances your self-control but also demonstrates maturity and wisdom to those around you. The next time you're confronted with disrespect, try taking a deep breath and waiting a few seconds before responding. You might be surprised at the power of silence and thoughtful reflection. Number 2. Focus on what you can control. In situations where you face disrespect, one of the key principles of Stoic philosophy is to focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others' behaviors or opinions, we have full control over our own actions and reactions. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to get caught up in trying to change their attitude or force them to respect you. However, as the Stoics remind us, the only thing truly within our power is our own response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." From a psychological standpoint, focusing on what you can control reduces feelings of helplessness and frustration. When we stop wasting energy on things beyond our control, such as another person's rudeness, we regain a sense of agency and peace. For example, if a coworker consistently disrespects you, instead of dwelling on their behavior, you could focus on how you choose to react, whether it's setting boundaries, maintaining your professionalism, or deciding not to let their actions affect your emotional state. Have you ever found yourself feeling drained by trying to control someone else's behavior? This Stoic insight is not about accepting disrespect passively, but about recognizing where your true power lies. Epictetus often spoke about the dichotomy of control, emphasizing that our well-being depends on focusing on what is within our control and letting go of the rest. This approach can be incredibly liberating, as it allows you to remain calm and centered regardless of external circumstances. How would your life change if you shifted your focus from what others think of you to how you respond to them? In summary, focusing on what you can control in the face of disrespect not only preserves your inner peace, but also gives you the clarity to handle the situation more effectively. By aligning your actions with your values and not the whims of others, you demonstrate a strength that is both stoic and deeply empowering. Number 3. Embrace silence. Embracing silence is another effective Stoic method for managing disrespectful behavior. Stoicism teaches us that silence can be a powerful response, especially when faced with someone who does not show respect. By choosing silence, you refuse to engage in unnecessary conflict or escalate the situation. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, believed that silence can be a sign of wisdom, as it allows us to avoid being drawn into emotionally charged situations. In moments of disrespect, silence can serve as a form of strength, demonstrating that you are not easily provoked or swayed by others' negativity. Psychologically, silence can act as a tool to disarm disrespectful people. When someone expects a reactive response and is met with silence instead, it often disrupts their intention to provoke or belittle. For example, if someone insults you in a heated argument, responding with silence rather than words can leave them feeling off balance. It shows that you are not giving them the power to affect your emotional state. Have you ever tried remaining silent in an argument and noticed how it can change the dynamic? In Stoic philosophy, silence also allows for internal reflection. Rather than reacting immediately to disrespect, silence gives you time to process your emotions and thoughts. Marcus Aurelius encouraged self-restraint, noting that better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Silence prevents hasty reactions that might escalate a situation or cause regret later. It also communicates to others that you are in control of your responses, not ruled by emotion or the desire to retaliate. Embracing silence doesn't mean avoiding confrontation altogether, but rather choosing when and how to respond wisely. It's about recognizing that not every disrespectful comment or action deserves a response. By practicing silence, you can cultivate a sense of inner calm and maintain your dignity in the face of provocation. How often do we find ourselves speaking when silence would have been the wiser course? Number 4. Respond with kindness. One of the most effective ways to manage those who don't show respect is by responding with kindness. While it may seem counterintuitive, Stoic philosophy teaches that how others treat us should not dictate our behavior. If someone disrespects you, responding with anger or hostility only adds fuel to the fire. On the other hand, kindness can disarm hostility and show others that you're not controlled by their negative behavior. Imagine a colleague speaks rudely to you in a meeting. Instead of reacting with equal rudeness, you respond calmly and helpfully. This approach not only keeps you at peace but also often catches others off guard, softening their hostility. From a psychological perspective, responding with kindness has the power to change the emotional tone of an interaction. When you respond kindly, you create an environment where respect is more likely to develop, even from those who originally showed none. Kindness is not about being passive, it's about maintaining control over your emotions and setting an example of how to behave in difficult situations. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, believed that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. If someone disrespects you, is it worth sacrificing your peace by mirroring their behavior? By responding with kindness, you remind others and yourself of the person you choose to be. You maintain your inner calm, regardless of the external situation. The next time someone disrespects you, ask yourself, is my goal to win the argument or to maintain my peace and integrity? Showing kindness doesn't mean allowing people to walk over you. It means standing firm in your values and refusing to be dragged into negativity. Ultimately, responding with kindness is a powerful tool for transforming difficult situations. It's not about ignoring disrespect, but about handling it in a way that doesn't compromise your inner strength. Over time, this approach not only enhances your emotional well-being, but also encourages others to reflect on their own behavior. Could kindness, in fact, be the most courageous way to handle disrespect? Number 5. View disrespect as a test. Stoic philosophy teaches us to view disrespect as a test of our character. When someone treats you poorly, it's easy to take it personally and react emotionally. However, Stoicism encourages us to see such moments as opportunities for growth. How will you respond when faced with disrespect? Will you allow the other person's actions to control your emotions, or will you rise above it? For example, imagine you're cut off in traffic, and your immediate reaction is frustration or anger. Instead of succumbing to these emotions, you could view the situation as a test of your ability to stay calm and composed. Psychologically, when we view challenges as tests, we shift our mindset from one of frustration to one of empowerment. By reframing disrespect as a chance to practice patience or emotional resilience, we take control of the situation. Seneca, a prominent Stoic thinker, advised that difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Disrespect then becomes an exercise for strengthening your mind. Could it be that moments of disrespect are actually valuable opportunities to train yourself in the art of self-control? Treating disrespect as a test doesn't mean you accept poor behavior. It means you focus on how you respond rather than what others do to you. If you pass the test by staying calm, you've succeeded. If you fail by reacting angrily, you've identified an area for improvement. Have you ever noticed that the times you kept your cool in the face of disrespect felt more empowering than when you let your emotions take over? In the end, viewing disrespect as a test allows you to grow from negative experiences rather than be consumed by them. Each test makes you stronger and more capable of handling future challenges with grace. What if every instance of disrespect were simply a stepping stone to becoming a more resilient and peaceful person? Number 6. Control your ego. Controlling your ego is a central principle in Stoic philosophy, especially when dealing with disrespect. Often, what makes disrespect so hurtful is that it wounds our ego. We feel personally attacked or belittled, and this triggers a defensive reaction. But the Stoics believe that it's not the disrespect itself that harms us, it's our ego's response to it. Imagine someone at work dismisses your opinion in front of others. Your ego might demand that you react defensively, proving that you're right and they're wrong. But in doing so, are you truly defending your character or just feeding your pride? Psychologically, the ego thrives on validation and recognition. When it doesn't get that, It lashes out in ways that can damage relationships or escalate conflict. Stoicism, however, teaches that we should separate our sense of self-worth from how others treat us. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If someone disrespects you, does it really change who you are? Or is it merely your ego that feels bruised?" By learning to control your ego, you can respond to disrespect from a place of calm rather than emotional vulnerability. The next time your ego flares up in response to someone's words or actions, ask yourself, am I reacting to protect my pride, or am I responding in a way that aligns with my values? Controlling your ego means recognizing that someone else's opinion of you doesn't define your worth. In conclusion, managing your ego is essential when dealing with disrespect. Instead of letting it control your reactions, you can choose how to respond, maintaining both your dignity and your peace. When you keep your ego in check, disrespect loses its power over you. Could controlling your ego be the key to transforming not only how you handle disrespect, but how you view yourself in the process? Number 7. Set boundaries firmly but respectfully. Setting boundaries is essential when dealing with people who don't show respect, but it's crucial to do so in a firm yet respectful manner. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of controlling your own behavior while understanding that you cannot control others. When someone disrespects you, it's important to calmly but firmly set clear boundaries. For example, if a colleague frequently interrupts you during meetings, you can say, "I value what you have to say, but I'd appreciate it if you let me finish before sharing your thoughts." This way you address the issue directly without creating unnecessary conflict. From a psychological perspective, boundaries help define what behaviors are acceptable in a relationship. When you set boundaries firmly but respectfully, you teach others how to treat you without provoking defensive reactions. Stoicism teaches that we should neither avoid confrontation out of fear nor seek it out unnecessarily. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By setting boundaries, are you not exercising that power over your responses rather than letting disrespect dictate your actions? It's also important to remember that boundaries are not about controlling others, but about maintaining your own peace and self-respect. You can't force others to be respectful, but you can make it clear what behavior you will and won't tolerate. Have you ever hesitated to set boundaries because you feared being seen as too harsh? What if by setting boundaries respectfully, you could actually strengthen your relationships by creating mutual understanding and respect? In the end, setting boundaries firmly but respectfully protects your emotional well-being and encourages healthier interactions. It's about finding balance, standing up for yourself without crossing the line into aggression or hostility. Could setting boundaries effectively be the key to managing disrespect while maintaining your dignity and peace of mind? Number 8. Respond logically, not emotionally. Stoic philosophy advocates responding logically rather than emotionally, especially in situations where others show disrespect. When someone treats you poorly, your first instinct might be to react emotionally, perhaps with anger or frustration. But reacting this way can escalate the situation and give others control over your emotions. Instead, Stoicism teaches that we should pause, assess the situation calmly, and respond in a way that aligns with our values. For example, if someone criticizes you unfairly, instead of lashing out, you could calmly explain your perspective or choose to let the comment go if it's not worth addressing. Psychologically, emotions like anger or hurt cloud our judgment and lead to reactions we may later regret. By responding logically, we regain control over the situation and make decisions that are thoughtful rather than impulsive. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When someone disrespects you, does their behavior truly harm you, or is it your emotional reaction that causes the most damage?" Responding logically involves detaching from the emotional heat of the moment and asking yourself what is the most constructive way to handle this situation. Have you ever noticed that when you react emotionally, the situation often worsens, while a calm, logical response can diffuse tension? This practice not only improves your ability to manage disrespect, but also shows others that you're not easily shaken. Ultimately, responding logically, rather than emotionally, preserves your peace of mind and allows you to handle disrespect with grace. It's about being in control of your reactions, not letting the actions of others control you. Could responding with reason rather than emotion be the most powerful way to deal with those who try to provoke or disrespect you? I hope these Stoic teachings are useful and effective for you. My goal is to make your life better and more enjoyable. I will accompany you in this interesting and meaningful magazine,